Good evening to one and all. The PG and Research Department of English, Fatima College, Madurai, welcomes the distinguished teaching community, esteemed professors, and everyone gathered here for the fifth day of this 1 week interdisciplinary virtual faculty development program on Indian knowledge systems embedded sustainable learning for digital natives. At this juncture, let us invoke the divine blessings of the Almighty for the successful conduct of this interdisciplinary faculty development program. May His grace guide us and make this event enriching and enlightening. Thank you for the soulful prayer. Now, I invite Dr. A. Nimesha, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of English, Fatima College, to welcome the gathering and introduce today's renowned resource person.
A warm welcome is the first step towards meaningful collaboration. A warm and pleasant evening to all. It gives me immense joy to welcome you to day 5 of the 1 week virtual faculty development program on IKS Embedded Sustainable Education for Digital Natives organized by the PG and Research Department of English, Fatima College, Madurai. I am immensely pleased to place on record and acknowledge with gratitude the contributions of our respected Secretary, Dr. Sister Ignatius Mary, and our esteemed Principal, Dr. Sister Fatima Mary, whose visionary leadership and constant encouragement continue to inspire distinguished resource person, Dr. Bindu, who with her expertise and academic experience is here to enlighten us on the topic promoting environmental stewardship through sustainable chemistry education. Dr. Bindu is a professor in the Department of Education at University of Kerala. She is a distinguished academician with over 32 years of rich experience in teacher education at both college and university levels. She currently serves as the Dean, Faculty of Education at the University of Kerala and has previously held the position of the Head of the Department of Education. She also serves as the chairperson of the Board of Studies in Education at PG level and holds several key academic and administrative responsibilities within the university. An outstanding scholar, Dr. Bindu is a rank holder and gold medalist in her BSc and secured second rank in B.Ed. She qualified her UGC NET with JRF in education and learned her PhD in education from Mahatma Gandhi University. Her academic journey reflects both depth and interdisciplinary strength, combining science education with educational research and sustainability studies. Her areas of specialization include science education, environmental education, educational technology, value education, guidance and counseling, and life skill education. She has successfully guided 14 PhD scholars, is currently supervising 11 doctoral candidates, and guided 7 postdoctoral fellows. She has published extensively in reputed national and international journals, over 60 publications to her credit, and has contributed chapters to 15 edited volumes. She has served as a resource person in 106 academic programs and has actively contributed to curriculum development, teacher training, and national education initiatives, including NEP orientation programs. Dr. Bindu has received several prestigious recognitions, including the Bharat Ratna Mother Teresa Gold Medal Award, the Most Outstanding Professor Award at the World Education Congress 2020, and the Best Professor in Education Studies Award. Her vast experience, scholarly contributions, and unwavering commitment to sustainable and value based education make her an ideal expert to guide us on today's topic. We are deeply honored to have you with us, ma'am. On behalf of the PG and Research Department of English, I welcome you, ma'am. I
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
I welcome our head of the department, Dr. P.V. Kristishanti, who with her guidance and commitment steer us towards academic excellence. I'm happy to welcome the organizing secretaries of this faculty development program, Dr. S. Saira Banu, Dr. S. J. Kala, and Dr. R. Shaktishwari, associate professors of the PG and Research Department of English, and the coordinators Dr. G. Priya, Dr. A. J. Bonita, and Mrs. Amala Jayashali, assistant professors of PG and Research Department of English, whose meticulous planning has ensured the smooth conduct of this faculty development program. Finally, I welcome all the participants. I sincerely appreciate your dedication in joining us consistently and contributing to the spirit of collaborative learning. May today's session be enlightening, inspiring, and beneficial in strengthening your academic and professional journey. Once again, I warmly welcome you all. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Thank you all. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
And I'm extremely happy to join you for a talk on this environmental education. And your topic is very, very significant. And you are trying to make an awareness or to conscientize the digital natives. Because for the last too many years, India has a very great glory and the power to disseminate knowledge in many ways. and your topic itself is trying to in this line itself. And I congratulate the authorities of the college for organizing such a program, because you are making your learners, making your teachers to experiment with knowledge that has been uh, produced thousands of years back, and still we are contemplating on it and we are experimenting with it. And the prayer itself was very, very, uh, I should say it is uh, progressive in the sense, and it is mind blowing, because we are reminded of the glory of nature that has been given to us by God, and that is the backbone of the mere existence of every species in this world, and that reminds us of the complementary nature of life itself by all species. So, in that sense, the your program itself was very promising, and the topics you have selected. And thanks, special thanks for inviting me, because I was little busy. Even then, I never give up the opportunity to interact with people on the concerns of environment or the rhythms of environment, and that is why I'm here. Anyway, I have selected the topic for this environmental stewardship, and because every moment reiterates that man has to look back and search for sustainable measures for their own sustainability or sustainable life itself. And so I'm sharing some of the points with you, nothing else. But even then, every point, and the Indian knowledge system has been trying to remind us, or to make us more conscious about the nature, or sustaining the nature, or conserving the nature, or protecting the nature for the survival of the future generations, that not simply man alone, but all the species. So, will you please share the slides, or shall I do it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your appreciation, and we look forward to hear
Thank
from
you.
you. And the PPT will be shared
Ah,
in a minute, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
okay, thank you. From the first slide onwards.
Yes, ma'am.
The PPT is not visible. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the video, is the video visible to you? The
No,
PPT
ma'am.
visible to you, slides?
No,
No.
ma'am, no.
Are you sharing, or I have to share? Ah, okay. Is it visible for all?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible now.
Okay, you will move it.
Yes, ma'am.
Left.
இப்போ வந்துச்சு பாரு.
Hello? Are you trying to share it or shall I try it? Share it. Okay.
Just a minute, ma'am. Just a minute.
Okay.
இப்போ visible ஆ இருக்கா? தெரியுதாடா? Ma'am, now the screen is visible, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Please move the slides. Is it okay for you?
Vanita, can you please change it to the slideshow mode?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a trouble in making it as a slideshow. So can I share just the
Okay,
slides
no
and
issue.
I'll change from
No
there?
issue. You can continue with this. You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
continue with this. Okay.
Mm. Go ahead, Vanita.
Okay.
Ma'am, you can start, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I have been trying to throw some light on the topic, that is promoting environmental stewardship through sustainable chemistry education. Because the Indian knowledge system has been promoting, tried to collect knowledge or consolidate the that has been already evolved through ages, and this knowledge for the survival or sustainability of human life, that is the threats, that is alleviating the threats that we have been facing these years, and sustainability or collecting something that is promoting the life of the future generations. And your title song itself, your prayer song itself says the very essence of these ideas, that is our very being essence. Health and happiness depend on Mother Earth. But because the concept of Mother Earth has been evolved from the Indian tradition, and the mother is what should we do in the case of our mother, or how we have to conserve our mother, respect our mother, or respect the mother nature, then worship it. Because you see, all the rituals, traditions, everything that we have been following for years, thousands of years, there is a notion that we must respect nature. Respecting in the sense, we have to love it, we have to adore it, we have to take away from anything from the nature that we need. And as Gandhiji said, it's not for our greed. But as the years have gone, man has revolution, the life of human beings have been revolutionized by the industrial revolution, outbreak of technology, everything. So we have been slowly moving away from nature. And that has created the most undesirable mishappenings for the human race itself. And now we have to look back for these sustainable measures, because the resources are depleting day by day, and we are creating more and more issues and problems and calamities for us that we have to face, and where we have no such solutions or constructive solutions. You may be aware of, we have faced corona. Still, after the 6 years, we don't have a remedy for that. So in such a world where we have to look for more sustainable and more desirable ways of living, or eco-friendly lives of living, we have to go for this some measures or some activities, some outlooks we have to develop. So in that context, we are talking about the Indian knowledge system that has deeply rooted in our tradition, culture, philosophy, science, everything, because it has a very scientific outlook. And even now, you may know in March 3rd, we are facing the lunar eclipse. And there is a prediction that in 2026, we have to face we have to experience 2 lunar eclipses and 2 solar eclipses. And these eclipses have been predicted some 5,000 years back. And the people were able to forecast, or they can, from their contemplation, their thinking, they have been able to identify what will happen even after 55,000 years. But what we see now, tomorrow what will happen? Everywhere we are facing these calamities. There are earthquakes or disasters, and we must be prepared to face disaster, not to run away from. There is no other way. Mitigation has become very, very essential. So in that context, what we have to do, that is, we have to conserve our Mother Earth. Please, next slide. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You're-
please, because I don't prefer this online talk because there will be no interaction. But even then, please respond to me. Okay. Occasionally, you can ask some questions or you can say something. Okay. Otherwise, I'll be getting bored or I'll be talking in vacuum. Okay. Okay, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So it has reminded our environmental responsibility. And this responsibility says it is the ethical duty and obligation of individuals. We are least bothered about our obligations, our duties, our responsibilities. The human beings are nowadays more aware of their rights, not their responsibilities. Just a minute, please. 1 minute. Okay, so that environmental responsibility says, that is the ethical duty and obligation of individuals, organizations, and communities to protect, conserve, and sustainably manage natural resources and ecosystems. Sustainably manage. We have enough and more resources for everything that we need, everything that we can create, we can establish. But now we face every type of resources is losing its identity. It has been manipulated, it is exploited. So in that sense, it becomes our responsibility to conserve our nature. That should be ethically and with due respect. That's talking about this environmental responsibility. Next slide. Next slide. So the Indian knowledge system has been accumulating, or they have been collecting it in a cumulative manner. Every source of knowledge, every source of resources, every type of interventions, everything they have been searching from the ancient days, or searching from our tradition, culture, philosophy, etymology, everything. And they have interconnected a number of faculties or the systems, starting from the traditional knowledge, then traditional medicine, yoga, Vedas, then Ayurveda, that is the science of life, and astronomy, the science of stars, then astrology, the science of life, everything. So then preserving art, culture, and tradition, then ancient structures and design, astronomy, consciousness studies, health and wellness, ultimately aiming at the health and wellness of the human race itself. So this is what is now IKS, the Indian knowledge system, is doing, and it has been contributing to the wealth of knowledge that will be preserving, or that will be helping the coming generation of the future generations to survive. Okay, and that's why we are now contemplating, or we are discussing more on the Indian knowledge system that has the first and foremost aspect of the goal as preserving what has been existing, what is at present, and what should be for the future. Next slide. So it's an ancient wisdom that is mixed up with or amalgamating with the modern enterprise. And this amalgamation may be leading to sustainability, keeping the dharma as such, and keeping a balance between the tradition and the modernity. And our philosophy, science, commerce, everything, every knowledge system will be contributing to this, that is the evolving phase of sustainability. Next. Then understanding Indian knowledge. Next, please. Next slide. So this understanding Indian knowledge, it has a holistic approach, cultural significance, and practical applications. That holistic approach integrates various disciplines, as we have seen in the last slide, for comprehensive understanding. This complementarity nature of all the disciplines, all the faculties, because knowledge is not at all compartmentalized. As the evolution of science, there were the compartmentalization of knowledge. It has its own reasons, because easy accumulation, easy experimentation, and forecasting the knowledge or consolidation of knowledge. In that way, there was a reason for this compartmentalization, but that has ultimately created a chaos. And now we have to look at it in an integrated manner, in a comprehensive manner, and a holistic approach should be developed, and that should be blending this modern traditional methods with modernity. And there we have our roots on the culture, our own culture. That cultural significance also is actually evolving. Hello?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
The slides are not visible?
We are just working on it, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, yes. Thus, Indian knowledge gives the cultural significance and suggests very constructive and useful practical applications that is utilized in the agriculture, medicine, and environmental conservation. For here also, the major concern is for India environmental conservation. Next slide. And the sustainability, principles of sustainability as given by the Indian knowledge system for the current generation. That is, they have encapsulates the principle of sustainability, then resilience, holistic community well-being, resource conservation and management, traditional livelihoods, community-based development, skills development, encouraging local self-reliance, and fostering environmental stewardship. Only because of this that I have selected this environmental stewardship that we have to discuss more, and it has a root or it has a backbone or it has a backing by all the other topics or all the other concepts that have been discussed as the principles of sustainability. Let us go through all these topics or these concepts, please. And it has been given in this 2020 National Education Policy also. Actually, Indian knowledge system has collected this and this information from the ancient times, but still it has a relevance, and that is why it has been included in the National Education Policy, that is greening education, that is infused climate literacy. We have been talking about climate change, but now we have to move on to climate literacy into mainstream subjects, then integrate environmental awareness for all conservation and inclusion of traditional ways of learning and sustainable practices. So everything we end upon or we stand in the traditional ways of learning, that should be mixed up with sustainable ways of practice, sustainable living practices. Next. So IKS talks about the sustainable use of wild species, that is recognition of the species by indigenous people and local communities. We have been talking about globalization, but the local, that is the globalization itself is not at all a solution for the whole calamities or issues or the problems faced by human race. That globalization must have a root on the local aspects or the localization. This localization should be strengthened, and then only you can move to this globalization. The context has its own specific, whether it is geographical, political, economical, everything. So that is reminded by this Indian knowledge system, that is recognition of rights, participatory governance, then enhanced monitoring, knowledge co-creation. This co-creation is a blend of this all the faculties that we have seen in the last slide. And there must be a transformative change of human nature relationship. Earlier, we have been adoring the nature, and nature has been giving everything to us. Now we have destroyed the nature in sustainability, and a transformative change of human nature relations has been become inevitable, and that is given by this. Okay, thank you. Next slide. Yesterday it was the birthday of Charles Darwin. We are reminded of our own evolution process, from where man has evolved. And Charles Darwin says it was in 18th century. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. The pace of change or the speed of change has increased very, very enormously. And we are susceptible to, or we are forced to adapt to these changes in a very faster way. And it has been designed by, or it has been given by or memorized by Charles Darwin even in the 18th century. And he is the father of evolution. He has told us that is survival of the fittest. And that survival has its base on sustainability. And we are now thinking more about it. And yesterday, it was accidentally happened even then. Yesterday was his birthday. Okay, next slide. And what should we do? As Darwin has pointed out, that is climate change adaptation. We have to search for more knowledge, new knowledge resources. And this knowledge resources must be a blend of scientific knowledge and indigenous knowledge. And this blend must be creating or co-producing knowledge or information that is suitable for our sustainability in this world of chaos and calamities. And we have to search for sustainable adaptation and livelihoods. We have everything in our fingertips, but technology will not be the single solution for that, because there must be resources. Tapping of resources from the immediate environment will be leaving us to have a better livelihood and sustainable adaptation. What we have to do? Next slide. Please, next slide. So we are talking about this environmental sustainability. It is defined as making responsible choices in today's activities and resources usage in order to preserve them for future generations and protect the environment against degradation. The word itself is very, very significant. That is degradation. For business, environmental sustainability means operating in a way that minimizes your impact on the natural environment. That is our own impact. That is the impact of any species, any human race in our environment. It's a carbon footprinting. We're talking about greenhouse gases, the ozone depletion, rise of sea level, everything is caused by the climate change. That is actually created by our own undesirable actions. And this has a very negative impact on the environment. To reduce this carbon footprint, we have to search for optimal measures that will minimize our impact on the environment and increasing the sustainability, not only ours, but the environmental sustainability. That is sustainability of the globe itself or the Mother Earth itself. Next. Next. So promoting environmental sustainability, there are so many ways that has been given by the UNESCO, UNICEF, everywhere. See, there are 10 measures and we can discuss on that. Next slide. Next slide. So what is the need for the sustainable development? We have 10 tips for environmental sustainability. And what is the need for the sustainability and sustainable development? That is, the main reason is over exploitation of natural resources. And that has been leading to climate change, and that has been leading to scarcity of resources. These over exploitation and scarcity causes damages to the environment, and that is creating climate change. Every day, every year, we can forecast any cyclone. Last week, I have been to Odisha for an international seminar. We see Odisha is a very calm state, very a middle where the middle range of people are living, because they have every resources, just like our Kerala. I felt like that, but they are prone to any time the attack of cyclones, sea level rise, everything. They are prone to such kind of disasters. So forecasting disasters becomes the first duty of the man, and to get preparedness, that is disaster preparedness, disaster risk reduction, instead of giving away or trying to move away from this disaster. So that has become the dire and most vulnerable state of human species. So in there also, there was the Konark temple I visited. That has been a very scientific invention. In that temple, there is a very construct, that construct or the architecture itself reminds us that is even 5,000 years or 10,000 years back, the whole human race was able to construct such mansions or such monuments, which has this strength, then vigor, then beauty, everything that has been preserved for nature. But now we have lost it. Why? Because even without technology, only the man or labor, human power has created such kind of systems. But now we are not able to do that. Why we are unable or incapable of doing it with this constructive measures, even this most sophisticated measures nowadays? So that is solely that we have to rethink, and that is the need for the sustainable development. What we have to develop, we have to think of it. Okay, so that is a need for sustainable development. So sustainability is the first point that has been given priority in the Indian knowledge system. Yes, next slide. The sustainability and environmental resilience. Resilience, that is bounce back from the problems or the issues that we have faced, and to come in a balanced state or an equilibrium for in order to face the future challenges. That is actually resilience. And now we have to, not for personal resilience or the human resilience, we have to think of the environmental resilience. How we can this environmental resilience can bring about this sustainability, that is understanding the importance of adapting to changing climate, then collaboration and partnerships, building resilient infrastructure and communities. The infrastructure simply is not alone for the survival, but communities, because not simple individuals cannot be empowered, or the individual empowerment will not be contributing to the sustainability of communities. And embracing sustainable agriculture and food systems. Actually, Ayurveda says food is the best medicine, but now food is the most toxic one that affects our physiological system. Food has, and we have brought to such a condition that should be tested, that should be checked, and the food must become our own medicine. And harnessing renewable energy and investing in research and innovations. So this is actually for sustainability, and environmental resilience must be the focus. Next slide. Next slide. See, resilience is a capacity, everybody knows it, but even then, a capacity to persist, adopt, or transform the face of change in a way that maintains the basic identity of a system. And since we are looking at social ecological resilience, we are interested in really enabling long-term human survival and well-being as a part of the biosphere. So it is quite closely linked to sustainability. That is resilience, ecological resilience, climate resilience, environmental resilience, everything. Next. Next, please. So when we talk of resilience, there are the different kinds of resilience, such as economic resilience, public sector resilience, community resilience, environmental resilience, workforce resilience, etc. Next. Next. All these kinds of resilience will be prompting human beings to search for best sustainability. That's a blend of, or that's a union of this environmental, economical, and social concerns to have a productive life. And these are the different components of this best sustainability. I think I have shared this PPT with you. I have collected these points only, and you can better go through this later. Okay, next slide. So these are some measures for the best sustainability, that is environmental impact reduction, energy efficiency and green technology, economic advantages, then having some economic advantages, and product quality environment, because the quantity, the production in an enormous way, that has been boosted by the help of technology. But what about the quality? Everything in excess will not be focusing or will not be encouraging the quality. So there we have to have a check on whether the production is qualitative or not. That is, and these are the different aspects with regard to this quality check and then sustainable measures. Next. So we have been talking about the resource management. This is more about, this slide is talking more about the resource management, that is a social and ecological system, that is man-made and the natural environment. The ecological and social system has a combination of all these aspects, that is ecological resilience, social resilience, then social ecological resilience, and that will be helping us to move out of the environmental destruction, then poverty, because everything has been discussed in the 17 sustainable goals. So there is a positive possibility for solution to all these, achieving the goals of sustainability and having a reduction in the issues and problems that we face. So there is a combination, or there is a collaboration between the institution, ecology, and they must strive, or they must join hands together for the better and effective resource management, whether it is natural or man-made. So that should be the major concern for this resource management and sustainability. This slide talks about this. Okay, next. This also, the same has been given in a comprehensive way in the slide, that is ecological resilience. Next. So when we talk about the socio-ecological systems, the three things are very, very essential or very, very important. That is ethics, that is values, moral code, and moral judgment. And that has been given by our traditional ecological knowledge, a blend of three, that is practicing skills, management systems, and knowledge, then ecosystems and place, the context, everything. So when we talk about the resource management, all these three things have to be we have to bear in mind for an effective and ethical management of resources that has been depleting, and that has many things have been already depleted. Okay, next. And there is this climate resilience. because disaster preparedness, disaster risk reduction, disaster resilience, everything has been the day-to-day capsule for us, and we have to be we have been anticipating everything, and thus we have to anticipate, not simply anticipating, withstand the negative effects, and rising from the negative effects, we have to adapt to the changing situations. We see the Japanese people, they are the most vulnerable people in this world itself. Even then, they are, after every disaster, they are rising from that disaster like a phoenix bird, and they are adapting themselves to, or they are resorting to more innovative measures for their own better survival, and that is leading to the recovery, and they stands as a model for the rest of the world. That is, man has a capacity to move out of any disaster if they have the will to do that, and they are ethically utilizing the resources around them, or which is in their immediate vicinity. And this is what is reminding about this climate resilience. That is, there are three aspects: mitigation, adaptation, and resilience. And we have to anticipate and plan, withstand and cope. And then the core principle is anticipation, system-based approach, flexibility, diversification, social inclusion, and multi-level governance. And this multi-level governance, or the coordination, will be helping us to recover and transform. Then for that, we have to adapt and learn. So that is what is climate resilience. Because in Kerala, you see, this is, we proclaim as God's own country, because all over the world, Kerala is God's own country. We never anticipated disasters like tsunami or earthquake or everything, but even that. But now we are anticipating. We have came to that level. We became the vulnerable people. We can anticipate any disaster at any time, and we have been frequently facing over the recent years also. So that is what there we have to look about this climate resilience. So next, building this climate resilience, there is two ways, that is mitigation and adaptation. We have already discussed it. Next. It is not mitigation and adaptation, but adaptation plus mitigation. That will be creating more constructive measures for better adaptability or better sustainability. Here we say, in the midst, you can see green infrastructure, solar plus storage, then resilient urban transport, water and energy conservation, building weatherization, low input agriculture. Agriculture becomes the backbone. And in the last point, you can say community engagement. That community engagement is gaining significance. That is, local communities. What are the roles of the local communities in preserving the environment, rather than resorting to higher technologies, higher technical skills? This local knowledge, local traditional knowledge, local ways, traditional ways of living, conserving the environment, indigenous practices, everything has its own role, and that should become the backbone. Over that, you can build up everything. That should be the attitude that we have to develop. So we have to talk about this community engagement. Next. How we can engage ourselves with the local communities. That should be establishing partnership, then building trust and transparency, leveraging local resources and talents. These talents have been actually boosted up from their experience with nature. Their necessities, that is satisfying their necessities from the resources that have been available. They have actually developed these talents, and that is leveraging local resources and conducting community needs and assessment, then organizing community events and workshops, co-creating solutions. Everywhere you see the word co-creating, co-transformation, co-development, everything. So it is not a one-man show or a one-man process. Everything we have to resort to, even to animals, even to take care of the animals, because you see, you know the dodo bird, there was a break in the ecological chain. So every bird, everything, where it is it's a bird or an animal, everything. There is a very prominent role in the ecological chain. If it is broken, the ultimate suffering will be for us, not for any other species. That man have to be reminded. Okay, next. And for this empowering this local communities, what we can do, make them aware, sharing the information to increase understanding of social issues and promote empathy and motivation to address the concerns, that environmental concerns, then analysis, then association, community building. Community building means there's a collaboration between the different levels of people, whether they are the aboriginals or the tribal people or the traditional people or the modern people. There must be a community building between the sharing of knowledge. It need not be in the web or in the virtual world. It should come to the very, very basic lower strata of the community, so that we can have a deep rooting. And for this, we must be scope for analysis using community data and analysis. Then action. What kind of action that we have to search for, bridging and linking different stakeholders together to address pertinent social issues and concerns. That is connected communities, collective actions, and lastly, community resilience. These three, that is connected communities, collective actions, and community resilience, will be promoting community development. That community development, whether it's a smaller community or a larger community, or even communities among the nations, there can be a constructive way or an effective way for this community development. We have to search for that. Next slide, please. So these are the community development principles. There should be, whom do we engage? What do we see in the community? Unconditional positive regard, diversity, citizens at the center, then approach, process, and we have to go for the desirable outcomes. Next. For this community development, what do we need, or where we have to focus, where we have to concentrate on? It's given in the central point, that is knowledge and skills, values, principles, process, competencies, and strategies. Understanding the community, organizing people and resources. See what are the peripherals, that is cultural, political, economic, ecological, then education, health, housing, equity groups, citizens, and institutions, everything. So there is an interconnected between different aspects, different components, different levels, different systems in the society. There must be a collaborative effort. Next. And for this, we need knowledge and values, that is life skills. Life skills are gaining more significance and all over the world, because UNESCO has given the 10 core life skills for effective personality development, and the 4 pillars of learning also is focused on this life skill development. And what are the life skills that is needed for this 21st century? That is teamwork, communication, problem solving, initiative and enterprise, then learning, technology, self-awareness, because the human technology interaction must be in a very positive and promoting or I should say enterprising manner, so that there can be constructive ways of sustaining our own life and our future generations. Next. So what are the outcomes that we expect out of this skill development? Because we are now focusing on this outcome-based education. We have to focus rather than the process of learning and teaching. We have to focus on products or the outcomes, and for that we have to manipulate, or we have to invent more strategies and techniques. And here there are some skills. Or what do you see in the last? What was the 8th one? Promoting lifelong learning. So this outcome-based approach will be helping us to promote lifelong learning. Everybody can be a learner at any point of their life, so that they will be getting more adapted to the changing world. That's the only concern. Okay, next. Skill development. What are the different phases of skill development? It has been given by the Prime Minister's education policy or the national education policy. 3 types of skill development, that is upskilling, cross-skilling, and reskilling. What is upskilling? Helps improve a person's performance with their current work in current role. But the roles are changing in a very fast pace. So we have to go for cross-skilling. That is, take on a new work in their current role. And again, we have to reskill ourselves so that we will be better placed or better equipped or better empowered. That reskilling helps a person shift to a new role or adjust to dramatic change in their current role. So that is these 3 areas we have to take care of, and there must be a blending or an addition or a combination of these 3 phases so that we will be getting more adapted to the changing conditions in an effective manner. Okay, so these skills, rather than the traditional skills, we have to move for 21st century skills. That is 21st century skills, the different C's they have given. And the most important one is digital literacy, because we are, as your topic itself, such as digital natives. They have the digital literacy rather than the ecological literacy or economic literacy or any kind of that kind of a grooming is not available to them or not focused on them. So here they have the different skills, 21st century skills, and digital literacy, creativity, and innovation. These must be the prime concerns in this 21st century. Okay, next. And all this skill development, knowledge transformation, knowledge co-creation, everything will be helping for this kind of this hierarchy of this sustainability, that is economic and financial sustainability, then social sustainability, that is through community engagement. We have discussed earlier that community co-creation or community development or that community engagement will be helping us more to preserve our culture, then human rights, then environmental sustainability and institutional sustainability. So there must be a union of, or the mix up of, or a blend of all these aspects or the concerns for the holistic approach to sustainability. Next slide. So what is the impact of sustainable livelihoods on communities? It is individual transformation. Beyond monetary gains, we have to look at the economic stability, heightened self-esteem, and opportunities in a micro entrepreneurship, and the ripple effect from individuals to communities. Everywhere, all these slides are highlighting the importance of developing communities, community engagement, community development, then cultivating self-reliance and a broader societal change, whether it is in our country or in other nations, because everywhere disasters, either man-made or natural disasters, is racing out any day or at any moment. So there are societal changes that is happening in a rapid manner, and so we have to make us more adaptive and more resilient so that these social changes can be, that is reshaping individual identities, then igniting community transformation, and we can be a better catalyst for social change. Anybody? Yes, next slide. So these are some community engagement practices, because this have been practiced in everywhere, whether it is in Tamil Nadu or in Kerala. This has been gaining significance. That is community health and well-being, because diseases have changed from their traditional state to lifestyle diseases. This lifestyle diseases is making us more perishable than that is restoring our health and well-being. So that concern must be there. Then nature conservation and biodiversity projects, community resilience and disaster preparedness, food security and sustainable agriculture, local economic development, then sustainable transportation, because the natural resources are depleting. We have to go for electric and other kinds of vehicles, electrical energy. That is, and the energy systems must be changed. And that is renewable energy projects, intergenerational programs, community-based arts and culture projects, and cultural exchange and integration, social justice and inclusivity programs, the social justice. Then lastly, digital literacy programs. So these are helping us to move in that particular line. Okay, next. All these are focusing on community well-being, that is community health and safety, cultural identity, sense of community, then education and learning, infrastructure and services, economic strength and development, leadership and influence, access to country. Everywhere see everything is cyclic. There is no full stop, because when we begin from one thing, we have to rest on many other things, and we will be coming back to the same point where we have to restart. So this is a life cycle that we face. Okay, next. So this well-being can be through environmental stewardship. And what is this environmental stewardship? That is ecological balance and biodiversity preservation, then resource management and circular economy, climate action and resilience, and education and advocacy. These are the four major concerns of this environmental stewardship. Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Very much there, ma'am.
I'm feeling
We
that I'm
understand.
alone.
Yeah, we understand. This is the feeling we got during Corona period when we all went on to online classes. It was horrible.
Okay,
Yeah, we
okay.
understand. We are very much here, ma'am. We are sure of
Okay,
that.
thank you. Thank you very much. So let us